Hey, PA, you were getting ready to do some horse races yesterday as part of the Father's Day festivities.
I haven't even set up the World Cup talkbacks yet, but go ahead.
Well, you can do that now, or I was going to do a little hockey-related bit if you're cool with that.
Oh, that's right. Let me ask you.
Perfect.
Oh, that's right. All right, so let's see. Heinze and Russo Radio taking a swing at Sorsby. Man, that when I started writing that, it became more compelling than I thought it would. And you're going to want to listen to this 1020. That's all I can say right now. News du Nord. Finish the bit. Talkbacks. Finish the bit. Postgame. Heinze.
Well, yeah, but so while you were getting ready on your way to Canterbury Park yesterday, what a blast it was, the Father's Day festivities. You and Derek calling the final race together in the winner's circle. We got Lazy Boy recliners being given away. It was a heck of a party.
It's unbelievable seeing you, Ava, and Stella. I think I said your daughter's names on the microphone yesterday, a grand total of 8 times.
I think you did.
Did they happen to hear any of them?
They did.
Oh, good.
And I had to explain to them when you said, Ava Nordquist, please report to the petting zoo urgently.
Stella's like, Dad, he didn't say my name.
That was part of it, so she was down until you evened it out.
Yeah.
And then Ava's like, well, we have to go, Dad.
Until you evened
Uncle Paul. She was sour.
I know.
Oh, and then she hit a nice bet.
Oh, damn!
Yeah, she went home with $100. So
wow!
Stella was in a good mood.
Raising them right, aren't you?
That's what we're trying to do. Yeah. Well, my future retirement plan ultimately is in the end to be that guy at the track, and my daughter will pick the winners for me, and I think that's a good path.
It was congested and a little crowded at Canterbury yesterday. Felt like we had, 14, 15, 16,000 for Father's Day, giving away Lazy Boy recliners. Food trucks were elite. Con was there. Father-son race call, race number 7. Kids run on the track, the whole thing. But for the first time of you texting me during the races, which when you're there, happens, like bring the daughters up to the booth, steal the M&Ms.
Yep. Chocolate fingers on the on the window.
On the window, make meet you in the paddock for some pictures with Kelsey, and so on and so on.
Yeah.
First time you had texted me saying, "Is a certain spot open for us to chill because we can't find a place to sit?" And I sat back from my phone. I'm like, yes. They love us. They still care. The man's trying to run us down every single day. The squeeze siege has been in play with a certain entity in Canterbury Park for years.
It has been.
But they love us, and there's nowhere to sit, says the con, and that's good news.
And then you responded,
personal foul, clipping.
Well, yeah, because I was getting clipped on yesterday.
It was incredible though to turn this into mild Canterbury fan line. The food trucks and where everything was so accessible.
Yep.
I am kind of impressed. Like, parking can be tough when you're jamming in. You said 15,000 plus, and it felt every bit of that. And it was tough finding spots to sit. But just everything was accessible. Everything flowed the right way. It takes a lot to put on those sorts of things on a weekly basis. So
patience required.
Yeah, absolutely. Patience is required.
Do you have the First Bet app?
First Bet? No, I didn't.
Yeah, I haven't. I told you, but you should have that because you're OG. You're a veteran. So you ain't got to do it now because. I'm
going to look at it.
Yeah, it's next time you come, download that bad boy, go to one of the information booths, put a little cash into it.
Okay.
And never wait in a line again. That's the end of the story.
Sweet.
Never wait in a line again. But anyway, go ahead.
Well, I will say this. When I bring my kids, they have to do the line because they want to stand there. They want to see me give the person the physical ticket.
Oh.
And they want to see those physical greenbacks coming.
Oh. So, no. Oh, I see what you're saying.
So they can harass me the entire way to the car. Yeah. How much did I win, Dad? How much did I win?
Oh, you're raising them right. I'm so proud of those girls. I'm not kidding you. When they call me Uncle Paul, I might give them $100 each next time. This is unbelievable how well you're raising your daughters.
Oh, they know what an Exacta box is now, I can tell you that.
But see, you need that app because when you're in a long line to bet at Canterbury Park and you got your wife with you, and I don't know if she's like this, but say you want to spot up a little bit, and people have been known over the course of time to be like, how much you betting?
Oh yeah.
Well, why? It's just that. How much are you betting?
You'd be shocked to know what the first question Molly asked me when I came home.
So that's 7 words. How much are you betting? But why? You need that app because then slide the $100 win bet in through the app, get to the mutual clerk. I'd like $5 to win a number 2, please. See, honey, I'm responsible.
Yeah, it's just $5 bets.
$5 bets.
No big deal.
I won. I only won $13, but hey, it's okay. I'm responsible. I'm squared away. I don't have to call that 800 number that's at the bottom of the program. Then you look into your app. 680.
Let's go.
Heinze.
Yes, indeed. Head coach John Hines, while we were enjoying Father's Day yesterday, Russo Radio hosting, I think he took over sermons in the 9 to 11 spot. So it was cool hearing Russo Radio on.
Yeah.
But he had the head coach on around 10 o'clock, certainly podcastable. But some nuggets from that conversation that I really, really enjoyed. And I'm going to start here in particular with Kirill and Mr. Zuccarello. Hey, Zuki, impending free agent, might not be around. How's Kirill going to feel about that?
Yeah, those are all things that you constantly think about. One is for me as a coach, it's Zuki's been a great player for us. I have a lot of respect for him. We all know his relationship and his chemistry that he has with Kirill. So from my standpoint, you're still thinking that something can be done there possibly, but it also takes both sides to be able to do it, and that's where the business side comes in for both parties. I think as far as Kirill, that eventually, I think we all know if Zuki's back, it's a positive thing. I think for he and Kirill, for our team, and for the organization. But if it doesn't work out where he's not back, then I think Kirill's a great player, and I think eventually here that we all know nothing's going to be forever. So I think it's Kirill, understanding that if there's a potential that Zuki doesn't come back, he's obviously going to have to play with someone else. And all those things come in. Is it Bolds? Is it another player? Is it someone that we can acquire? Those are all the things that, even at the end of it all, when free agency's done and we kind of have here's the group possibly that we're going to go with, at that point, we still won't truly know until we get on the ice in September.
Well, that was ominous. Zuki, gone.
PA? Well, it probably goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. I don't like you.
And here are the reasons. Here are the reasons for the prediction.
Oh, hang on. Got to get my pen and a pad.
Heinze said, this is something I constantly think about. Rob. It's mid-June.
I always love that one.
If you're constantly thinking about Zuki, then that means Zuki is going to leave. Constantly thinking about Zuki when you should be in Turks and Caicos with head coach Capital. Secondly, Heinze said, Zuki has been a great player for us. Not is.
Yeah.
Has been.
Uh-oh.
And thirdly,
PA?
97 took so much money, he's going to lose his dog.
PA? Well, it probably goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. I don't like you.
Had to get all that money. Didn't you lose your dog?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Continuing in that vein, by the way, Russo asked him about internal candidates because he laid it out. Zuki, what if Zuccarello doesn't re-sign?
Yep.
JoJo's already gone. He went back to Sweden.
Yeah.
What if Vladimir Tarasenko? It sounds like there is a chance he wants to hit the open market.
Yeah.
Had a pretty good season for the Christmas colors, and maybe he wants to find another spot.
No, they can have him.
Well,
Seriously.
What's the evaluation like internally in terms of replacement?
Yeah, there's a lot of thoughts on that from the coaching side, but also those are some things we talked about last week quite a bit. And I do think that Bobby Brink is he's a young player. He's a guy that we obviously acquired for a reason. I think there's lots of positives for Bobby. I think he's got good offensive instincts. He's got good speed. He's a tenacious competitor. So I think when you look at those things and I think he came in to us and played pretty well. Unfortunately, he got hurt a little bit, and then it was his first experience also in the playoffs. And I think, as we all know, whether it's a team experiencing it or a player experiencing the playoffs, the difference of that, I think he learned quite a bit. So he's certainly a guy that we're looking at to be able to come in and impact the game from an offensive perspective, and he does add speed to our lineup, which I think is important as you look at how the league's going. It's speed and pace, particularly when you look at the playoffs. I think if you look at a guy like Hunter, Hunter Hate's done a good job. He's had a steady progression of development over the last couple of years. And,
go Hunter.
I think I said at the end of the season, we've seen steady progress from him every time he, got called up and got NHL experience. He was a better player, a little bit stronger, I think more confident in his game at this level. He's got good hockey sense. He's a competitive guy in the face-off circle. He plays with a little bit of an edge. And I think as we saw, throughout his time here, he does have, some good offensive instincts. So, those two guys, Charlie Strammel's another guy who's going to be coming in, and he's a big right shot centerman, who's really, his development's really gone in a real positive way over the last couple of years, particularly at Michigan State. So, I think those are three internal candidates that, we look at that kind of have those attributes of some of the guys that we potentially may lose in Vladdy or Zuki if things don't work out. But I think the priority is to really make sure that we feel like we have some good internal candidates. There are outside candidates possibly as well, but I think for us, it's also making sure that, we have some real strong communication with Vladdy and Zuki as well as we move along here over the next 2 weeks.
Oh, Heinze. Some smoke signals there. Heinze with some smoke signals and some smoke screens. Charlie Strammel.
I always love that one.
Yeah, because he's really going to help Kaprizov when he's skating for the Red Wings.
I always love that one.
Okay. Zuki dead. New candidates. Pass it to 97. Don't turn it over. Forecheck well. Get out of the way. Thirdly, has anybody talked to 97 about all this? And are we sure with the options available, 97 would not prefer the skeletal remains of Ilya Kovalchuk?
PA? Well, it probably goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. I don't like you.
Over what's out there? I don't know. Let's go back to California, stick to horse racing. You're a basketball guy. Why even talk about this?
Well, I think it's kind of instructive, and I encourage people to listen to kind of the tone when you podcast this interview.
Yeah, it sounds great.
Not just the John Hines answers, but some of the Russo questions. Yeah. So reporting on the Brady Tkachuk trade, you hear that there was a huge offer. And we're never going to probably know precisely what that was unless later on the Wild make a transaction or some other reporting and news is broken.
But we can deduce in that Florida gave 3 first-round picks to get Brady Tkachuk. So if our offer was huge, I got to believe it was in line or bigger than that Florida was offering. Brady wanted to play with his brother. Why wouldn't he? And Matthew's still incredibly good. Yeah. Unbelievable second line they're going to unfurl there with Bennett as the centerman, I believe. But, I ain't saying it's like 3 first-round picks, but it feels like 2 first-round picks and a couple of decent players and stuff. Billy took a swing, and Brady's like, no.
But I think you can say this about both the Wolves and the Wild in terms of whatever big swings or big game hunting takes place, because it kind of comes down to like Giannis and Milwaukee. Does Milwaukee want picks to rebuild, or do they want Jaylen Brown from the Celtics so that they are instantly part of the Eastern Conference conversation? Did Ottawa not just the chance to play with his brother, but did Ottawa also prefer the pick currency for their needs, or would they have potentially preferred, if not for Brady kind of getting to steer his own ship here, would they have preferred NHL quality players? And you can hear part of the conversation he's breaking down. You heard him talk about Hunter Haight and then mention Strammel. Well, those are guys that are going to be potentially making the team this fall. So that's NHL quality equity. Yeah. And so it's just trying to work and navigate these trades. If you want Dylan Larkin, do the Red Wings want picks? Yeah. Which I don't think we have a pick. It's like pick 89 is our first pick in this upcoming draft.
Right.
Or do they want players? And just kind of navigating through that. I just wish I could be a fly on the wall in some of those preparatory and here's the package, we wrap it up, we put a bow on it and send it on over to Ottawa or wherever, Detroit, and what those things look like.
Commentary from the cross-checking Khan, who's the editor-in-chief of the Here's the Reality of Hockey Gazette. Do we have any more?
Yeah, we do actually. This not liking this one in relation to Gus Bus and his health.
I'm not liking any of this.
Yeah, you always have the timeline, when the guys have surgery of when they're going to come back. So, I think that, for sure in September and October, I'd say early November, I think it's safe to say at this point that, he won't be ready until then. And then you always want to make sure with when guys coming back that when they do get into that, particularly with a goalie, that they're ready to play at a high level. So the third goalie is a huge thing for us. Again, I think we've done a good job with Freddie and the management group, and obviously Sylvain coming in, adding him to the staff. That there's been a heavy emphasis on that. I feel good in listening to some of the names, what we're looking for. That we know we need to have a real quality guy that can help us win games to start the year.
Yeah, so over the course of this summer, I joked about it a bit last week when I was filling in for you. Did Jesper Wallstedt screw this whole thing up, big game hunting, because he became somebody that you don't want to get rid of? But secondly, this Gus Bus thing, even if you were interested for the right player, the right opportunity, we're going to wish Jesper Wallstedt. We're going to thank him for his services first, and then we're going to send him on to another team. You can't when Gus Bus is on the shelf until November.
I'm not, whether Bus is ready to go in September, I'm not a fan of letting Wally walk.
I'm not a fan of it either.
I mean, Wally got good, and he's young.
He's potentially our number one, and sounds like he's going to have to be, at least to start the season. And then what is that? It's a Holloway, or that we got this cat in Iowa that might have a future, might be pretty good.
Yeah, he wears number 20. His name is Bougainvillea.
Bougainvillea. Mm-hmm. So ominous news, really across the board, from Mr. Hines yesterday with Russo.
Well, I wouldn't say ominous news. Ominous. I mean, it's what you said about the age of rage in the World Cup, where this happened and it was cool. Yeah, that happened and it was cool. Yeah, Zuki's cool. Yeah, Kaprizov makes a lot of money. Yeah, Wally's cool. So like he laid out the landscape.
Yeah, that's fair.
Now it's up to the individual. How they were raised, what their lot in life is, how happy they are with their personal and professional existence to determine whether they want to be positive or negative, whether they want to be blue skies for today or ominous. You chose to say that was all ominous.
You know what? Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Thank you for that. Thank you for changing my face.
Thank you.
Because the fact remains, this team got out of the first round. This team was game against the Avs. Mm-hmm. Get healthy, ready to rock. We have Kirill. We got Boldy.
Yep.
We got Quinn Hughes.
Yeah.
We're in Feinfettel right now.
Fabesy.
But to that end as well,
ain't no stopping us now.
I have to fight to change my face a little bit, and part of it is
your face is fine.
Whether it was at the deadline, it's like, okay, we're going to bolster the bottom six, but Billy G's going to chill. We got to trust Billy G because there might be something cooler around the corner this summer. Mm-hmm. And now, I guess, versus a Vincent Trocheck, and we're going to pretend like we've watched all of these guys' games for all their entire careers. But to that end, a lot of people might say Dylan Larkin's a cooler option than maybe a Trocheck was at the deadline. So he's right there. But does he have the ammunition to go and get it?
Yep.
And so it just feels like there's been a little cooling of that momentum, at least, on those that are in the opinion-making business. Mm-hmm. So I have to fight to change my face. I'm positive on this.
You don't have to fight it. It's there.
Because
I've seen the face change right in front of me before my very ears. And I feel that in aiding you on the face-changing therapeutic Davenport of love.
Thank you.
That I did so with kindness.
I apologize for staying in the couch.
Did I do so with kindness?
You did so.
Was I gentle?
Yes, you were.
Was I straightforward and honest?
Soft to the touch, but straightforward.
Okay. Unlike when you required me to change my face because I said something you didn't like and happened to disagree with and didn't want to have a conversation, you took your freaking World Cup Vuvuzela and blew up my ear for 15 minutes.
Respect the game.
Like, where'd your whistle go?
Respect the game.
What happened to the whistle? Just when I got used to the whistle, you went to the Vuvuzela, and now I got you punching me, and this lady over here spitting on me.
Oh,
crazy.
I went back in time and watched a couple of games from the 2010 World Cup, and I had just really mentally forgotten how awful those things were. And to go back in time and hear that freaking swarm of just obnoxious air pollution in the form of noise, just an audible screwdriver to the eardrum. No more vuvuzelas, please.
When I crafted this, we call this number taking a Sorsby swing.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought it was going to be bullet points and short. Look at this. I mean,
look at that little novella you wrote.
Right, but it's important. Why is it important? Because the supplemental draft is a real thing.
It is.
I made a comment on the radio last week that did not send me to New Orleans with my head down lamenting for a week, but it was a comment that might have been a little inaccurate, and it was a little flippant about the quarterback.
Okay.
Brendan Sorsby. So this ended up being 3.5 pages. I don't know if I can get through all this today. This is very important.
Really?
It involves a distraction factor for all of us, which would be the world of sports.
Yeah.
And a 6'3" quarterback who, honestly, I couldn't pick out of a two-person lineup standing next to Dan Marino. But when I start reading up on him,
Is he going to be something?
Taking a Sorsby swing. How excited are you right now? We'll be right back.
You're listening live to Paul Allen at 9 to noon on iHeartRadio and FM 100.3 KFAN.
Just a quick scheduling update here as we continue 9 to noon. Just a heads up. I'm going to be at Heartbreakers in Chaska. Heartbreakers in Chaska on Thursday night. Thursday night, 9 p.m. kickoff. The United States will play their final group stage games against Turkey. And so 9 o'clock, Heartbreakers in Chaska for the U.S. and Turkey.
You're going to be there?
I am going to be there.
Hell yeah.
9 o'clock. And then Friday, it's a 3-day affair.
Wait, heartbreak? So, home game for you.
Yeah.
Racing at Canterbury ends at 8:40 on Thursday. Ooh. I might, yeah. Mind if I come over there and
It'd be awesome.
watch a game that doesn't matter?
We can talk about hydration breaks and
With the
stoppage time.
Yeah, hydration break with a 7-7.
Oh, how good would that be?
And corner kicking con. This sounds good enough to eat.
If you can make it work, I would love to see you there. We can chop it up on a Thursday night.
That'd be sweet.
Friday at Baldy's Tailgate Bar in Lakeville.
You're there?
I'll be there at 2 p.m.
Bro, you're popping tags right now.
Again, for the reality and for scheduling purposes, grab your pens and pads. It's a Thursday night 9 p.m.er.
Love it.
At Heartbreakers in Chaska. It's Friday at 2 at Baldy's Tailgate Bar. I think we got France. We might have Norway playing. That's going to be a fun Friday afternoon. And then Saturday afternoon at Casper's in Egan. That's at 4 p.m.
That's you again?
Yes.
Bro, you're going to need that full week off next week.
That is correct.
Yeah,
Yes.
Mr. Pittman being like, here's the deal. You're going to give back 10 grand of what you're making right now, but we got 19 World Cup appearances for
I
you.
always love that
And
one.
it's going to offset with some change.
Somehow, I feel like the company came out ahead on that deal. But World Cup time, and I'm loving it. So Thursday at Heartbreakers, Friday at Baldy's, Saturday at Casper's.
Yep.
We're gonna have some fun over the next few weeks.
All right. We call this number taking a Sorsby swing.
Part one.
I'm not yet. It will leak until tomorrow with the Northern Fire Talker Tuesday with the talkbacks and the prize at the end of the radio show.
It looks like you started a memoir over there.
Well, because I've joked around a lot today, but I'm being serious here that the last time the young man's name emerged, Brendan Sorsby, the last time the young man's name emerged 9 to noon, my blanket stance was, quote, and Khan brought it up, the cross-checking Khan brought it up last week in News du Nord when my man tried to go to Texas Tech and they said no. So then I had known that he had been accused and then conceded of some gambling related things, but I hadn't really looked into it. Couldn't pick him out of a 2-person lineup standing next to Mike Vick.
I always love that one.
So I just flippantly was, when the con brought it up, I was like, ain't nobody swinging with a player who concedes he made thousands of sports wagers while in college and many on his own team, Zach Royce's Indiana Hoosiers. Thousands. Perhaps overs, unders, money lines, spreads, parlays, teasers, and pleasers. You remember when I said that last week?
Yes.
Ain't nobody taking a swing?
That's correct.
Like it could be the UFL supplemental draft and nobody cares. I was wrong.
Box.
Yeah, I was wrong.
Really?
Local maintenance days ain't just kicking my feet up on the woke, the woke sectional from Slumberland and watching James Spader steal the show in Blacklist. That's just part of it. Occasionally Eagles land.
Yeah.
And
cloud's clear.
And I ain't talking about the team from Philly. It's like casual chats left and right, whatever level or form of discernment God decided to give me, I roll with it. And last week during vocal maintenance days, part of it happened to involve this guy, Brandon Sorsby. So the last time his name emerged on this radio show was like, ain't nobody swinging at a player with that kind of a gambling background. Again, not bet, not a couple of bets, thousands of bets that he said, yeah, I made. Overs, unders, money line, spreads, parlays, teasers, and pleasers. No show bets, thank you. Then yours truly realized this is a 6'3" quarterback who has a nice arm and some dual threat to him.
Ooh.
And truly, how desperate many are to swing and hit home runs at the quarterback position. I was like, okay, every single team will do its due diligence on the kid despite him knowing what he was doing, and it was wrong. Let me rephrase that. Every single team in the national, and this is here's the reality.
Yeah.
And I know I'm right, because due diligence could be like, I don't know, I'm Nolan Teasley, got my man Trent Kirchner over there. Ever hear of Brandon Sorsby? Yeah, he's all right. All right, cool. Let's talk about Caleb. Well, that's due diligence.
Yeah.
So, contextual subjectivity, ladies and gentlemen. Quarterback has a nice arm, some dual threat to him. Every single team is going to do its due diligence on this kid, despite that kid, Sorsby, with respect, knowing what he was doing was wrong. It was repeatedly breaking the rules, yet he kept on plunging. We're not turning this into the sanctimonious covenant. This is the last place that we'll do that.
That is correct.
But just consider what goes into self-awareness. Consider what goes into being haughty.
Yes.
Consider what goes into feeling you have guidelines you have not earned and others have rules. Consider what goes into knowing not only are you breaking rules, you're breaking the law and like messing with Uncle Sam, and you keep doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it and do it. 9, we'll get to that in a minute. So just this is not your sanctimonious leader. That's fact. And that's the individual. He's the series bet slinger. He's under the center of attention. He throws with his right arm, but supposedly never threw a game. But will any of that matter when the first NFL supplemental draft in X amount of years, I think since 2019, first supplemental draft is coming up here within a month. Okay, that's FINA, Fairness and 9 to Noon Act. Don't kill the messenger.
I was actually looking at it. It was Jalen Thompson.
Yeah.
He was a safety out of Washington State.
Yeah, he missed his final year. Nutritional supplements coming up later in the bed.
Oh, I'm sorry. Touchdown call stepped on.
First supplemental draft since 2019 and Jalen Thompson. All right, so these things don't happen a lot.
No.
KFAN Booty for LSU went in the 6th round of the New England Patriots. He somehow avoided the supplemental draft. And there were problems. I don't know what the problems were because the first story I read was boring. And he subsequently has been in the NFL X amount of years. I think he's on another team now. I think he might have left in free agency, something like that. But like Booty, KFAN Booty, the wide receiver, went to the Super Bowl last year.
Yeah.
He was almost going to need the supplemental draft, but he didn't. Terrell Pryor is somebody, quarterback from Ohio State, who at one point went in the supplemental draft. Now, so for the series bet slinger, honestly, will anything what we just said matter when the supplemental draft takes place? By the way, within a month, it's within like the next 4.5 to 5 weeks. Who knew? And Brendan Sorsby, 6'3" quarterback, runs like the wind. High-end comparisons in low-key fashion are being made to players that are in the league right now with the way this guy plays. Will any of the off-field stuff matter within the next 5 weeks? Because he's the belle of the bet on all the ball. Baseball, basketball, football. If he can play and the right people believe in him, he'll be in the NFL in 2027. The supplemental draft. Who and why and who? All right? Who and why and who? The supplemental draft. Super exciting. Sorsby is a quarterback who played at IU in 2022 and 2023. And for Cincinnati the last 2 seasons. Bearcats go crazy. 27 TDs and just 5 picks last year. Amazingly, this blows me away, but there's context to it. Might get to it tomorrow. Brendan Sorsby. Last year for the Bearcats, 336 passing attempts. The young man was sacked just 7 times.
Oh my gosh.
How in the hell does... Oh, wait, did we get a center from Cincinnati? Like deep in the draft? Like Gerhardt or something?
Gerhardt.
Is it Cincinnati?
Ooh, I thought maybe it was Auburn. Let me look. Gavin Gerhardt.
Be Cincinnati now. 7 sacks, 330.
Gerhardt.
He knows where all the bones are buried with Sorsby.
It's Cincinnati.
Now we have an in.
Now we got intel.
That's what we were looking for. All right. Gavin Gerhardt, right?
Yes.
Well, guess who just made the team? Gavin Gerhardt. You made the team. What do you mean, Coach? We haven't even started training camp. No, we'll talk about it later. How do you know I'm making the team in early July, Coach? We're not even back for training camp yet. Yeah, don't worry about it. Just you made the team. That's all you need to know.
You need your help with something here, Gavin.
Battery mate for the guy.
Yeah, he knows.
Holy cow.
He knows everything.
All right, so Brendan Sorsby, supplemental draft clipping penalty if he can play. Yeah, every team is looking into this guy. So who and why and who? 7 sacks on 336 attempts last year. Well done. Well done, Gavin Gerhardt. Sorsby ran it 205 times the last 2 seasons and for 18 touchdowns. Dual threat, though.
Dual threat.
Brendan Thorsby. 3-2. Brendan Sorsby. So why does this matter? Why is 9 to noon all of a sudden approaching the end of June? Vacations, Billy, Johnny, Christy, Susie, Tamika, Antoine at Young Life camps. Why all of a sudden does this matter?
I think you just answered the question.
Let's build the context so we can start thinking about this.
Ooh.
We just need to think about it. That's it. No proclamations. You ain't going to get somebody filling in being like, I've thought about this from afar, adjacent to a rest stop, and I think he could be better than Patrick Mahomes ever. Now, we don't need to have the 10 of 10 or the 0 of 0. We just want to talk about it.
I chatted with Charks last week, in fact.
And?
We didn't bring up Sorsby.
Is Brendan Sorsby worth the time? How good is he? How would giving up a high 2027 draft pick impact this franchise? How would giving up a relatively high 2027 draft pick, because that's how the supplemental draft works, boys and girls.
Yep.
You get somebody in July and you lose the pick that ties to said individual, the series betting slinger, in the next draft. We understand it.
I think they all blindly bid too, right? They just say, here's the highest pick that I would give, and just a bunch of little envelopes, and somebody's a winner.
You go ahead and blind bid against the Wilfs.
I always love that one.
Honestly. Yeah, somebody went blind bidding against the Wilfs with Brian Flores, and Flo was like, zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. My, oh my, what a beautiful day.
I always love that one.
Plenty of sunshine for old Flo. Is he worth the time? How sanctimonious will fan bases become if their team moves on this guy? How sanctimonious will fan bases become if their team moves for this guy? Can he play? Truly, how good is he? So that's where we stop for now. Brendan Sorsby. How good is he, and can he play? Attempted to book a draft-related guest today. Like pretty much every person 9 to noon is texting these days outside of the World Cup, and Papagana. I mean, you got...
Yeah, Papa's available.
You got the Bears writer in Portugal. You got the Texan sideline analyst, for whatever the reason, driving from Houston to Las Vegas, then to Los Angeles, and back later in the week. You got Jordan Reed. He's out and about and abroad. 9 to noon just wants to know one thing. Is Brendan Sorsby good? Is he a good player? Because I look back at his game logs, and if you talk to the TCU defensive coordinator, I mean, you think he was a combo platter between Fran Tarkenton and Tom Brady.
I always love that one.
Outside of that, I just need to know what happened outside of that. Because the game logs were, all right. 7 sacks and 336 attempts. I'm cool with that.
I like the 27 TDs to 5 picks.
So do I. It sounds like he's good.
9 yards an attempt.
You know anything about him?
No.
Neither do I.
I need to talk to Gavin.
Every team's doing due diligence on this guy. And I'll leave you with this. Might get into it in the final hour. Eventually, I want to take these talkbacks.
Did Brzezinski go fourth dimensional thinking in the draft with Gerhardt to a potential future connection to Sorsby? Brzezinski!
I mean, people are like, what? The guy's undersized, and his arms, comparatively speaking, are short, which makes him sound like some troll hanging out under a bridge with Billy Go Gruff.
I always love that one.
We'll take him. And don't worry why. We'll take him.
Yeah, it's fine.
I like that angle a lot. So we're going to leave it right there. Just needing to do a little work on figuring out how good Brendan Sorsby potentially can be in the National Football League. We'll start there.
Yeah.
We will deal with I mean, this is somebody that if you make a splashy, swashbuckling move, here, there, or anywhere, when you put him in front of the media and the public, are you comfortable with that? Are you comfortable with what's coming at him? Personally speaking, if you love him, I'm a forgiveness guy. But then you get to the voluminous nature over years of somebody doing something wrong and knowing it was wrong and continuing to do it.
Yeah.
And we ain't sanctimonious here with that. I mean, that's just fact.
Well, I'd like to, I mean, there is, and you even kind of joked about it, making wagers, you're raising your kids, Nordo, the right way. Mm-hmm. As long as everything goes the right way, then I don't have to call that sneaky 800 number at the bottom of the
Well, Avon still ain't going to cry when a horse loses because it ain't their money yet.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, it was Dad's bankroll.
Yeah.
But to that end, addiction is real. Have you encountered addiction within the gambling universe?
Right.
Just the true compulsive or impulsive nature of, I just have to have it. Mm-hmm. And almost just this reflexive chase. They're chasing that thrill. It's the adrenaline rush that Some people find by bungee jumping or, diving out of a plane. And some people find...
Or drinking or smoking.
There you go.
Or slapping their fattest vein, then applying a tourniquet and a syringe and calling it horse.
Yeah, and so, if you can dig into those finer points and details.
Well, that's the due diligence.
Part of the learning. We need to know about Brendan Sorsby.
I'm telling you, we
absolutely do.
We need to know about him. This has some thematic nature to it as 9 to noon goes this week.
In the summertime.
Meanwhile, News du Nord is News du Next.
You're listening live.
Hey, it's News du Nord brought to you by The Casino at Canterbury Park, CanterburyPark.com. We have live racing in the mix. We're feeling the felt with poker, blackjack, and table games on a daily basis. Start here, CanterburyPark.com for all event-related details. A lot of stuff going on in the world of sport, and we covered most of it during the weekend wrap. But just to revisit, how about this baseball team right now?
It's on the infield and lined out softly to short. This one drilled out to deep right field.
Wow.
He's got muscle. He's got a grand slam.
He got muscle. He has got. Okay.
I mean, I don't know what there is to say about Byron Buxton anymore. You're not supposed to be able to provide elite defense in center field, elite speed around the bases, and have elite power. You're just not supposed to do that, Greg.
Oh, that was part of that made it 12-0 on Saturday, by the way. Part of a 16-8 win. They completed the 2 out of 3 series victory, meatloafing with a 4-2 dub yesterday.
Yes, sir.
And now the Minnesota Twins, after winning that series, what is that? That's 6 of their last 7. It is 7 of their last 9. Going backwards, they swept the Rangers. So this is 3 series W's in a row for the Minnesota Twins.
And it's going to be 4 because they're going to meatloaf the LA Dodgers. They're going to win 2 out of 3 against the LA Dodgers. Mark my words.
How about that Ohtani game?
Well, I don't know. Like, Lauer goes tonight for the Dodgers. Okay, Eric Lauer, we're happy for you.
Yeah.
It's outside of JoJo. 90% of pitchers were rolling out there to start or come out of the bullpen. 90% of the audience never has heard of.
Yeah, that's correct.
And we're finding ways to win games. Why? Because we're mashing.
It's a very good point, actually.
Go ahead.
But I mean, like, even on the offensive side of the ball, it's like Alex Jackson's tying the game. Kreidler's getting multi-hit RBI style performances.
Yeah.
Buxton with that muscle.
Yeah.
He's got the muscle.
Larnach is hitting the ball as well as any player in Major League Baseball right now. Very small sample size. Cody Clemens is a threat. Brooks Lee is a threat. Buxton is all about a threat when the schedule comes out if he stays healthy.
Yeah.
So, like, Jeffers is down. So, like, what about Josh Bell? Josh Bell is resurgent. And that's the beautiful thing about baseball that has just drawn me into it for so many decades.
I made the mistake of complimenting Royce Lewis because since he had come back his first 9 or 10 games, I think he was batting like 3 and change, a few home runs, a bunch of RBI. Well, no, that's the problem. He proceeded. It was almost written in stone as soon as I praised him. I think he's on like a 1 of 11 streak, and he got a hit yesterday, but yeah, just the ups and downs, man. He's not getting it together.
But Josh Bell was the absolute bell-ringing bomb earlier in the season.
Yeah.
Couldn't find him with a searchlight for a month and a half. Now he's on fire.
Now he's here.
That's the long burn game that makes baseball such a cool sport, whether you think it's boring, you're tired of the hydration breaks, you hate the flopping, you don't understand the rules, and how come the game's supposed to be over and we're playing 7 more minutes? Even if that's you can't dispute the long-form marathon nature of baseball, where it is the absolute most cyclical game of all the core 4 of pro sports.
Very much so.
And I enjoy it a lot. Now, that's
why you need all those games, too. Not to throw good, but I think you need, and maybe some people think I'm crazy to say this, I think you need 162 games for
minimum.
baseball.
I'd play 240. Honestly, I mean, start January 1st and December 31st. Why not?
But because of the pockets of sample sizes, because of the reps within a game, the attrition aspect of it. Now, if you want to complain on how they gear into playoffs and just how that whole thing works. The money side of it's a completely different chat. I think you need 162 games.
Yeah.
I think they have
very fairly stated.
They have it right in terms of what's good today is awful tomorrow, and then will be good again the next day or week. So the attrition aspect of it, the slumps, the rides, the streaks, that is a beautiful part of baseball.
Or so says Abner Doublecon.
I always love that one.
Hey, Pat McAfee's on TV right now. The only person I've seen in the last year that got a bigger deal than Mbappe.
I always love that one.
Holy cow, well done, Patrick. But
good for him.
But the last 2 weeks, baseball is a sample size game.
Yep.
So, 2 weeks, 15 games or days. That's about on the cut line of when it comes to, figuring out the wherewithal with the tedium and the talkers and the talkbacks and the sample size for trends and things like that. I think it's more of a 23 to a 30. So you can look back at like the last 30 days, last 15 days, whatever.
Yep.
Last 15 days, all right, which includes 3 series victories for the Minnesota Twins. As mentioned during the Hoffman Cooling and Heating Weekend Wrap, their OPS, on base plus slugging, which is a very important statistic in Major League Baseball. Their OPS is second best in Major League Baseball, behind the Athletics, who play in that junior college bandbox, so you can kind of draw a line through them. So at 890, that's second best in the game. Like 725, 715 to 745, that's really where you want the OPS to be good to improving and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The Twins is at 890 over the last 15 days. And that's more than 100 points better than the LA Dodgers over the last 2 weeks. The Dodgers got beat at home yesterday by Baltimore 12-1. I'm telling you, this covenant ain't right. Now, will it win the World Series? Probably. But we're talking about late June. And you got Lauer, you have Robluski, and then you got Shote. So you miss Yamamoto. Lauer can be tagged. Robluski, whatever his name is, he can be tagged. Otani's immortality, I love watching him play. But when you're losing at home 12-1 to the Baltimore Orioles, your covenant ain't right.
Yeah.
And so now they travel to the Twin Cities. Davey, we're hot. I don't care who pitches for us outside of JoJo. If JoJo pitches, the other guy's in trouble because he is really, really on his game right now.
Let me.
And if it gets to the bullpen, we better be leading by 4 or more.
Yes, correct.
That's it. That's the bit. That's the bargain basement buying bit and reality of the 2026 Minnesota Twins. In patches, they can hit with anybody in Major League Baseball. Defense is acceptable, if not better than acceptable. One starter can be top 20 in Major League Baseball, maybe top 10. Bullpen, bottom 5-ish, better be leading by 4 if you want to win series and win games. And that's the bit. That personifies the 2026 Twins, don't you think?
I think so. Let me ask you this, though, about the Dodgers. So I had to look it up to remind myself.
Yeah, and I think Will Smith is hurt right now, too. That hurts them.
But are they regular season for show, postseason for dough? Like last year, they won 93 games.
That's a good point.
And then they only lost, I think, 1 game in the playoffs before the World Series.
Yep.
And so is there an element with the Dodgers?
They better hope so.
Where this is destiny, right? In whatever baseball form of destiny exists.
Yep.
That for the Dodgers, the way they get up in the morning is, I got to grind through this game at home against Baltimore on a Sunday. It's a getaway day. I got to go to Minnesota.
Stated. Yeah.
And so, I don't care if
fairly stated.
If they swat us around the park all day. It doesn't matter because we are going to win the West.
Yep.
We are going to find ourselves in an advantageous position where it's all stars at every position.
Wow.
That's what they should do. They should have the All-Star game.
Box.
How much money they're spending.
It's a good box.
The All-Star game is the rest of the league's best against this freaking Dodgers juggernaut. So I just wonder if they're regular season for show. If there's any element to that exists. So
silly me. No, you're right. Silly me. Because the Major League Baseball trading deadline has not come and gone yet. I mean, they'll have Jacob deGrom on their team.
I always love
in
that
like
one.
3 seconds, and they'll be who's Eric Lauer? He actually was on our team, and he'll be out. He'll be out of the chat. They'll go with deGrom, Yamamoto, and Otani in series.
Wow.
Then Freddie Freeman's OPS will be 900. Mookie Betts will have a pulse. Will Smith will be healthy. And Max Muncy will hit 4 home runs in the postseason, and the con will be right. regular seasoning for show, postseasoning for dough. But Twins fans, your squad's hot. Dodgers are in town. That sucker should be sold out the next 3 games. Okay? Beautiful weather, hot team. Dodgers are sports immortality. Let's sell out Target Field. That sucker should be sold out the next 3 games.
Well, and in the story of revenue sharing and marketing and such, how many chances are you going to get as a Twins fan? Your team's playing relatively well, pitching, like you said, getting to late innings. Mm-hmm. Let's have a big lead, please. Mm-hmm. Ohtani in the flesh. The average fan.
Well, Freddie Freeman in the flesh, too, is kind of cool.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, but
Mookie Betts, though. They got a cool squad.
It's the age-old conversation. If we had Wobble in here, or if we had Roy Smalley in that hair, whoever it is, we'd have the conversation about how do you get your biggest big-timers on a consistently big stage? And for the average fan, outside of Sunday Night Baseball, outside of going hardcore and buying the extra innings package, you're not seeing the Dodgers.
Yeah, see,
but you get to see Ohtani in the flesh on the bump on Wednesday night at Target Field.
Listen to that.
$2 beers before the first pitch.
Listen to that. Listen to that.
You have to enjoy that. Forget about whatever you think about ownership group and other bits. Just think about it for one day. Forget about it.
Yeah.
And get to Target Field to see Ohtani in the flesh on Wednesday.
That was so eloquently shared, and it had such bite to the pertinent nature of the points. I have no idea why I spent 30 minutes on a conference call last night with Messrs. Abbott, Lundqvist, Crusham, Pittman, and Swedberg.
I think Tyler was there, too.
Saying, you better lead the show with the World Cup tomorrow.
I always love that one.
Gotta get the corner-kicking con going. And I'm like, I really got to stay up till 11 o'clock writing an hour's worth of World Cup?
I always love that.
And then I got to sell it? You kidding me? Box bet never happened. Con engaged.
NBA draft is tomorrow. Still seeing news. If you're like, hey, I want Giannis to join the Timberwolves, might as well just roll this to the 12. You cool with that, PA?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, cool. News to Nord continues on. NBA draft or NBA trade-related steam is just kind of sitting static right now. It's Giannis potentially to the Boston Celtics. It's Giannis potentially to the Miami Heat. It sounds like it's between those two teams per Windhorst.
Yep.
And the Minnesota Timberwolves. There's just some linking and some rumors and some fodder and some back alley chats that say maybe Ja Morant is in the mix. Or I've seen Krasinski, Johnny K, The Athletic, doing some reporting that maybe there's a Derek White related affinity that exists inside Target Center, and maybe that's a potential option. So nothing in stone, just cool bits, natural pre-draft fodder. I think we have pick 28. Wiz have the number 1 overall pick, and I think expected at some point they should be finding a deal for Trae Young, keeping him in the covenant. So,
oh, really? They want to keep him and get the pick? And by the way, they have Anthony Davis.
Yeah,
they got AD.
Can you take me deep on this and just?
I forgot they had AD.
Yeah, can you take me deep on this then? Because I think that's ridiculous.
What is?
I think the bit's dead. I think that's now a con game. I know AD got his title during the COVID year with LeBron. Again, 6 years ago, but I just don't. Yeah. The combination of health-related woes, age, and degradation.
Yeah.
I think that's a little bit of a con game. They got D'Lo out there too. Like, what are you doing? You got Alex Sarr. Yeah. If you're able to keep Trae Young, that's cool. You got the first pick. They love it's the other Champagny, Justin instead of Julian.
Yep.
They have it's not really something George, Kaishan George.
Yeah.
They like Bub Carrington.
Well, they got Koulibaly.
Yeah,
they got some decent players.
So they have an all-name team, but then you slap the requirements that will exist around getting AD on the court. I just don't know what's going on with that.
Yeah, I agree.
I had a dream for like 5 minutes last week when I saw that Trae Young opting out, but I'm like, oh.
Oh, that's when you texted me?
Yeah, I thought that was a thing, and then I texted certain people. They're like, "Nah, man, that's not going to be a thing." And sounds like he's probably going to find a deal to save some money,
right?
So that the Wiz can build around Mr. Young in the capital city.
Well, FIDA, Fairness in 2020 Act. The reason, at least from my standpoint, 9 to noon, which has brought up potential Wolves trading options or reported options several times. I mean, shoot, a couple of weeks ago, the head coach was sitting 3 feet away from me in the studio, and we were talking about trades on the radio. So, yeah, we're into it. I'm into it. We're into it. But there's a reason I never went heavy down the road on a potential Giannis deal.
Yep.
I couldn't warm up to it.
Right.
Of how much it costs. It's how am I going to put this? Injuries, I get that. How much it's going to cost nearing the end of the career. What are we doing with Anthony Edwards? Okay, so that's where my whole mind is.
There you go.
Is after the NBA Finals, the first thing that we shared 9 to noon was, does our alpha have the maturity and mental capacity and mental tenacity to do what Jalen Brunson just did? Well, why Jalen? He's their alpha. And that's why. Yeah. And that's what it takes. And you talk about a silent, cold-blooded basketball assassin. How often does Jalen Brunson complain at calls? Very, very rarely. How often does he look to, get into these screaming matches with Scott Foster?
No, he's very stoic.
Yeah, very stoic.
Yeah.
Very good. Very much a champion.
Very much a champion.
And he carried him. Jalen Brunson carried the New York Knicks. Okay, OG Anunoby had a lot to do with it. Mikal Bridges had a lot to do with it at one point. Yeah. Karl Anthony Towns had a lot to do with it early. At times, mostly by getting out of the way and just playing the right way.
Yeah.
Okay? I mean, it's the A topic here is, who do you bring in that makes that guy that guy?
Oof.
I need this guy to be that guy. I need this guy to be Steph. I need this guy to be Jason Tatum. I need this guy to be that guy. So who can I bring in that makes that happen? Because this guy is as talented, if not more gifted, than anybody in the entire NBA. And yeah, I mean Shai Gilgeous-Alexander because Anthony's a better natural three-point shooter than Shai.
True.
Okay?
Very much so.
So he can do that better than Shai.
Got to be a Kyrie type.
So, see...
But he's old, so functionally...
I don't care. He's a true point guard who is an assassin.
I'm just so freaking tired of hearing the coach put us in a spot and we didn't listen and we didn't go to the spot.
Yeah, well, that's got to be done.
And that feels like it's a Kyrie Irving type. It's kind of a younger Mike Conley type who's on the court and hey, pull your head out of your butts, gentlemen.
Yeah,
Stop playing stupid basketball.
Yeah, I can't wait for Terrence Shannon Jr. to win an argument on why the earth is flat.
I always love that one.
I mean, you talk about being a leader, a bona fide leader, rolling into the locker room and selling the earth's flat.
Well, I don't know about
that's leadership personified right there.
I don't know about the flat earth. Well, I do know about the flat earth thing and how ridiculous it is. Everything I've read about him in his stops, and we got some job jumping terrorism.
Bro, I'm in.
Players 100% look at him you point and I will go. Jump how high.
Yeah.
That's how they look at Kyrie in the locker room.
Boom. So beautifully stated. Yeah, you're right.
And I think Ant was probably 2016, probably sitting on the couch, high school, watching Kyrie with that, with some of his defense in big spots, hoisting a title with LeBron. I don't know, man.
Right.
I don't know. You need but you're right. You need somebody there that can get the best out of Ant. And I just don't know. Maybe it's Kyrie, maybe it's not. But that is what needs to be answered.
All right, basketball world. Go ahead and sleep on Zion.
I always love that one.
Go ahead and laugh at it.
Zion.
Go ahead and sleep at Zion Williamson and his availability or lack thereof. We'll just leave that right there before
he's otherworldly.
NBA draft day tomorrow.
He's an unbelievable athlete. But hey, guess what? That's the spot we're in. If you're talking about Ja Morant, you're talking about less than 80 games played the last 3 years. You're talking about availability concerns with Zion.
Bucks.
There's a mixed bag. And
Bucks.
all of everything in that bag carries baggage.
Okay, but I'm going to add some baggage to it if you don't mind.
Please do.
Anybody care to read up on some of the stories? If you're a sports snob, here's what you do when you formulate an opinion with Hot Takes at Happy Hour with Isaac or professionally. Anybody take time to read stories about some things that were said after New Orleans, San Antonio games? So let's just build the context from the baseline. If Wemby and that group are the target at which to shoot moving forward, and if Wemby is the target at which to shoot moving forward, go ahead and read back at some stories and take a look at some box scores. and quickly figure out who's not afraid of Wemby.
I always love that one.
Go ahead and take a look at who Wemby gets weird around because he ain't afraid of him. He's wider than him. He's stronger than him. And he's like, dog, I don't care if you come from Chantilly, France, or Fridley. I'm here to whoop your ass. And I've seen all the highlights and read all the stories, man. And I think it's funny when they call you alien. But guess what? If you're the Predator, I'm Schwarzenegger. And I'm here to take you out. That's true what I just said. Not the Predator part, but Zion Williamson
I love it.
is not afraid of Victor Wembanyama.
Ooh.
Victor Wembanyama gets weird around Zion Williamson.
Interesting.
Because of the way he plays. Just keep that in mind.
That's news to Nord.
If that's the target at which to shoot Wemby, if you think that is.
It could be. I think it's absolutely the target in the West. So
me too.
Zion Williamson.
So now
all we're doing is giving you a little brain food on a Monday.
Well,
here.
yeah, I'm ruining your day. I mean, it's like come off a half week of vocal maintenance days, come back talking about Brendan Sorsby out of nowhere. And
now it's all think about for the rest of the day.
Last time this happened, I came back from some vocal maintenance days, and I was like, well, okay, cool. But if they use Carson Wentz the first 6 games, they go 5-1. Anybody want to disagree with me? Well, explain why. No, you're wrong. You're wrong. That's it. But we'll never know, I guess.
We'll never know.
And then Ja this, Giannis that, Derek White this, Meadowlark Lemon that. What about the guy who doesn't fear Wemby? And maybe Wemby fears him. All right, that's News to North. It's 11:17. This is 9 to noon, FM 100.3, KFAN. What up?
This is PA on iHeartRadio and KFAN The Fan.